This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
Hello, everyone. It's Steven Schleicher. Welcome to another episode of Critical Hit. Before we get into this week's game, I want to tell you that we've partnered with Metallic Dice Games. They're purveyors of quality dice and dice accessories to offer an exclusive discount to any one of more than 300 options on their site. All you need to do, follow the link in the description and use our discount code podcast10. That's podcast10 for 10% off any new additions to your dice hoard. And man, they've got some really cool ones. If you are a fan of the Critical Hit logo, the red die on the blue background, I would check out their red metal dice that they have because it's a spitting image of our logo. And you can pick that up for a great price. And they get 10% discount on top of that by using the code podcast10 at checkout. Portion of your purchase comes back to us. That's right. A little portion of that purchase comes back to us. That's how an affiliate link works. And that helps support this show. So what are you waiting for? Go check out Metallic Dice Games. Use the link in the show notes. Go check out those red metal dice or the other red die that they have available for you, or anything. They've got some really cool liquid dice as well. Go check them out. Metallic Dice Games. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Kevin, I'm curious to see what you have planned for us.
On Critical Hit?
Well, last time.
On Critical Hit.
You guys went with Amsala and the trio of dwarves, Brenson, Sirius, and Duthane, on a treasure hunt style space exploration through based off of coordinates given to you by Rain through postcards that Amsala went through. So that took you to a giant Dyson Swarm stellar engine, which folded space and transported you in to parts unknown, where you encountered a binary pulsar system. And I know how pulsars work, but these pulsars also literally pulsed. And you managed to avoid being destroyed by the pulsars and made your way to a mystic fairy gate surrounded by space mushrooms, and traveled through phase space, where some of you were entranced by the deep angels you encountered there. When you made your way through phase space, you went to the last set of coordinates, which, as a refresher to all of you, looks something like this. It is a black hole ringed with red. Those of you with lots of physical science, so certainly Amu, and maybe some of you with appropriate piloting or culture might know, this is it's definitely a black hole, but it's actually come from something called a hypernova, which is basically an incredibly large, like thousands of times larger than a normal supernova. And it is eating up everything around it. And what surrounds it is actually a vast starship and space station and planet graveyard, where it seems like things are pulled here by some malign force, only to be thrown towards this black hole. You can even see these scavenger-style ships going from place to place and raiding them for supplies and throwing people out the airlocks. They seem to take great pleasure in ensuring that that there's enough momentum to get them across the event horizon. You have the coordinates. You are all in the squeaky clean. Amsala is in her ship, and the dwarves are in theirs. No one has noticed you yet, but it seems that you're supposed to find something here. These were the coordinates that Rain gave you, so you might need to look around and figure out what's here for you. But probably carefully.
I'm going to turn on the ship's sensors and see if we detect any signal emanations.
Yep.
Sure.
I'm going to scan in ways that only robots can scan.
Your personal scanners certainly don't reach that far, so you would be relying on the ship's sensors.
Okay. Whatever sensors Bob isn't using, I'll sense the other direction.
Legit. I'll allow either a computer's check or a perception check.
Oh,
and
good.
You guys can both make checks.
I will go with computers.
I will go with perception.
22.
Okay.
That's a pretty low roll.
Is it?
For me, it is, yeah.
Holy crap.
6.
Oh, that's right.
6.
Your computer's like a million. 29. That's a pretty high roll.
Yeah. All right. So, what the scan tells you is that, first of all, this area has a very high ambient radiation, and that there are active ships in the area that are scanning for other, like, life signs. These ships do not appear to be in good condition, but there are several of them. You note there's one colossal size starship that it doesn't have any of like the standard beacons. It doesn't like announce itself or anything like that. You can tell that it has been beat up pretty badly. The best Grace can do is make out from basically a picture that's called the Dreadnought, and it's it is a Viscarium model ship. I will show you what a new model would look like. It would look like this. So Viscarium ships are kind of notorious for their kind of brutish, not very elegant, overloaded with weapons, kind of pugnacious style. And this certainly has it. It's that mottled green. If anything, this particular one is pockmarked with scars. It looks like some of the hull has been stripped, so you can some of the green panels are just missing and open to space. It doesn't look like it would be a safe ship to travel on. That ship is, let's see here, to give you an idea of its size. Its crew complement is around 150. So that's how big a ship we're talking about.
Sure.
Its power core is bigger than the Squeaky Clean. And then there's a lot of smaller ships. So that one seems to be like kind of their mobile base of operation. And then there's a lot of other ships flying around. They seem to be looking through the wreckage, basically. Quentin, since you said, I think this kind of works. You use the scans to like see anything interesting, and then you just like look yourself. And sure enough, you notice it catches your eye because you actually just saw this in your memory, clicks it back into place. It's a good thing we didn't fireball your memory.
Thank you.
A little icon on a floating derelict ship a little distance off. That's a dwarf holding a tank of, like a mug of ale, a tankard of ale, and it's called Wart's Wort, W-O-R-T. And that is the same brew that was in the Renegades restaurant that you went to with Rain, and it's the same brew that you were having with the dwarves and Amsala earlier. And it's a little lit up sign for that alcohol on a derelict ship in the distance.
Grace, enhance the derelict ship. Focus in on the sign.
Grace pulls it up on the view screen for everybody to see.
Grace's favorite beer.
I appreciate that, but no, I don't drink beer. I really don't drink anything. I suppose oil?
Don't worry too much about it.
I totally said Rain, you guys. Quentin doesn't make mistakes. Matthew has just gotten off of an 8-hour shift without enough people. Quentin doesn't make mistakes. One time Quentin thought he was mistaken. Turns out he was wrong.
That seems promising. Hikbino, can you sense how many brains are in the area?
I'd have to get pretty close to be able to sense the brains.
On the comms, Amsala and the dwarves are hailing you, but they're using like a tight band thing.
Mm-hmm.
It basically just gets your attention. They're not even sending a signal. And then as you look out the window, you can see they're actually flashing lights at you. Amsala is. And Bob,
danger.
Bob, you can actually immediately recognize it, and I'm sure Grace can translate it. It's a signal. It's a way of communicating without broadcasting anything. And Amsala says basically, "We'll wait here. Hide."
All right. Well, that's definitely where we want to go. The ship's not really meant for stealth, but I guess we're tiny. So let's try to... I'm going to get on the weapons and be ready.
Bob, do you think you can safely get us to that ship?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, nothing's 100%, but I think we can do it.
Well, let's hide for a bit first.
Okay. I will back around behind an asteroid or a piece of rubble or something.
Sure. So I need a piloting check, and then I'm going to need... So go ahead for that, Bob. Oh yeah, that's excellent. So you're very good at getting the ship to go exactly where you want to go. Now, I still do need a stealth check, though, to kind of be sure you're seeing all the lines that they could see you by. You guys are free to talk this over, or other people are free to assist if they want.
Oh, man.
Can I assist him with the stealth check?
I think a lot of people should, because my stealth is pretty bad.
Well, I mean, Skritic
Okay.
has the best stealth check, so maybe, I don't know if there's a way for him to like help you plot a course or something like that.
Casual. Absolutely. That's what I was suggesting. So who is assisting, and how are you assisting?
Since I'm still on the sensors, I would like to assist if possible.
Yeah. Using the sensors, I'd say that's probably going to be a perception or computers check.
You need me to just roll it?
Sure. Who else is assisting?
Can I try to assist maybe with like an engineering check, just by like, helping
Turning down the engines.
Exactly.
Yeah, powering down any non-critical...
non-essential things to reduce.
Yeah, like turning down power and
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The idea is to kind of go behind something, or behind some meteors, wasn't it?
Yeah, some asteroids or some wreckage of all these ships.
Can I use physical science to kind of help make sure
There's also some really weird stellar phenomenon going on here, so you might you might be able to use
Learn
that to
more
your
about
advantage
that.
somehow.
Yeah. Apropos of nothing, Kevin, does a fail in an attempt to help mean that you just failed to help? I mean,
Perhaps
asking for a
botch.
friend here? I mean, because
I see you. I see you. It's all good. It's all good. You have failed to assist, but you have not ruined.
okay, I didn't
Bob's
cause
check.
Bob to fail.
No.
Because
No, Bob will cause Bob to fail. Don't worry
Oh,
about
sure, that's fine. Steven can screw his own world up. I'm just, again, asking for a friend.
As long as it's not Matthew's fault. Matthew doesn't care.
I would never roll a 1.
However,
Never make
Quentin might.
mistakes. Never roll a 1.
Quentin doesn't roll a 1.
Does Skritic do anything?
Yeah. I mean, trying to think, like, if I just use perception to try to just spot what's good cover or any potential observation that we may face to.
You could probably just do the stealth check itself.
Yeah, if I could just do a stealth check, that'd be awesome.
You try doing perception checks, but Quentin is shouting nonsensical gibberish about what he reads from the sensor logs and basically gets in your way, preventing anybody from attempting a perception check.
Fair enough.
Turnips and antifreeze!
Well, yeah, and if I could just do a stealth check to
Absolutely, stealth is fine.
Casual. Okay.
Just think of the ship as
Fly
a great
casual.
big hamster, and
Yes.
you are that hamster.
I'll find a nice tube to send us
He has
through.
to suck in.
Oh yeah, because you have your mental image of you as the ship.
Whoa,
All right.
a 30.
So we've got 3 assists. Hecubino, you doing anything?
No, too many cooks.
Too many cooks. Then with the engines going a little quieter, some of the basically running with emergency lights. So now we have mood lighting. It's all red. And Amu plotting out, the distortions that the black hole makes, and the orbits of some of these various various floating, debris and asteroids, and Skritic, talking about is no, you're going to need to be right up against the asteroid to stay in its shadow as it moves, so that they don't see you over the top. Why doesn't Bob go ahead and make that stealth check?
Yay! I rolled a 7.
All right.
It wasn't a 1.
It was a 2.
It was a 2.
So, does that count the +6 you got?
Well, let's add 6 to that, and that'll give us
13.
13.
Okay. Well, fortunately, they don't seem to notice you right away, regardless. So you can pull up close-ish to the derelict ship. It's a mess, and it's not like it has a docking facility. There's no way to it. In fact, because you both A, want to stay hidden, and B, probably want to be able to move if you have to.
Mhm.
You can get nearby, but in order to do anything on that derelict ship, you're going to need an away party.
Yay, we're having a party. So FYI, I don't need a spacesuit or anything because I'm a robot.
That's a good call.
But you also need someone to pilot the ship if you need to.
Yep.
Get
That is
out
the
of
drawback
space.
of that.
To get out of Space Town. So,
Well, you're not the only robot in the room. I mean, I can,
Also,
I can be a floating robot.
excuse me, gentlemen, if I may point out that the rest of us have spacesuits.
thank
you do.
goodness.
I mean, I'd definitely say Bob should stay to pilot us. I'll volunteer to go on the away mission and fight anything nasty that comes at us.
Yeah, I as well.
I think my sensors might be useful.
Okay, Bob, do you
Someone
need
should
help
stay
here?
to
It's
probably
just
someone
Grace
should
is
stay here
here.
for the weapons.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think I don't want Bob to be all alone, says Grace.
Well, I'm not going to be much use on the weapons, so Skritic, how about you stay, and I'll
All
go.
right. Sure.
So
Amu, you want to stay here on sensors?
Sure, we can manage that.
Okay. I think that's everybody.
So the away team is the team co-captains and Quentin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The lizard, the brain, and the sphere, which is a Madeleine L'Engle novel, I believe.
So you suit up. Actually, I think I had mentioned earlier that you were already suited up. So you're in your spacesuits, but you put your helmets on and all that, and you can go out the airlock of the Squeaky Clean with, I guess you probably have some sort of, not rope, but like belaying cord material to connect you back to the ship. And you can all, the two of you who require them have little mag boots. Quentin, you can kind of reorient your direction of gravity so like that you fall towards the derelict ship, and your like little hover thruster jets will keep you at that same level of floating a couple feet off of it. It is an unusual feeling. You're immune to like the effects of vacuum and all that, and you don't need to breathe, so that's all good. But the change, like being weightless, and how that affects your orientation, is an unusual sensation. All right, so you guys start. What do you do?
Scan with all of my scannery.
All right, this appears to be a derelict freighter. So it's got like cargo holds and stuff like that.
As much as I hate to suggest something like this, I think we should probably try to split up to cover some more ground, because we really don't want to leave the ship hanging with these scavengers around us.
Was there anything about the image of the signage on the side of the ship that I can clearly bring up on my holographic faceplate that might indicate some sort of hint or Sherlockian geniusness that we didn't see on first glance?
I mean, you could walk closer to the sign and see if there's anything there.
Well, not walk.
I'm gonna activate detect thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to float closer to the sign and get as detailed a scan image / whatever you want of it to see if there's anything infrared, ultraviolet, glow in the dark, titanium plated, holographic, any of the 90s cover gimmicks that might be a secret message from Rain.
I'm just going to look for a way to get on the ship.
Cool. You can certainly find a way to get onto, like, look, the ship is open to the vacuum of space. So there's ways to get from place to place, though it does look like it's been beat up. There's laser scorch marks, and it's clear that at some point in time, I guess it's hard to tell exactly when, but it collided with an asteroid or meteor or something like that. Quentin, please give me a survival check.
Oh, God, am I even any good at that? If I'm untrained, do I just roll a d20?
Yeah, I mean, it's a wisdom skill, so.
4! I'm pretty
What's your wisdom modifier?
Oh, that's a good question. 26.
Nope.
My wisdom modifier is a 0.
Okay, 4 it is. So you pull up all of these scans, and you just can't. You realize, oh wait, I'm not good at this at all. I have no idea what I'm looking for. You're like,
It's just me.
Well, no, it's like you've watched CSI. It doesn't make you a CSI.
Turnips and antifreeze.
So, Rodrigo, what's the range on Detect Thoughts?
Let's see. Range 60 feet.
Okay. Right now, you only sense Vangi as an intelligence creature. I mean, there's Quentin.
Yeah.
But,
He only barely counts.
no. But apart from your party, you don't sense anything at the moment. But I note that you have that up.
Okay.
Back on the ship. You see some flashing in the distance. That is coming from where you guys were. And after a moment, Grace and Bob, you guys translate. Hide better.
Okay.
And sure enough, there are a couple of these ships. We're going to go ahead and call them Marauders. They're not big. They're only probably 2-person ships. But there's a few of them, and they are flying in your general direction. The dreadnought has not turned to start facing you or anything like that. What do you guys do?
Skritic's on the ship with me.
Yes.
Skritic, do you see another hiding place that we could kind of maneuver to, but be close by these guys if we need to grab them?
That's a good question. Do I?
Sure. So, Skritic, if you take the controls, you would have to make both the piloting check and
we can't have that.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. What's your piloting, Brian? Is it good?
It's pretty good.
He's an operative,
Oh, okay.
so all his skills are good.
Oh, okay. All right. If you want to.
Well, let's see where I can find.
All right, then Skritic, why don't you, as you take the controls momentarily, why don't you give me a piloting check and a stealth check?
All right, here goes
And
pilot.
Amu, you're managing the sensors.
And
Is that right? Great.
Nice, nice.
Then go ahead and give me your choice of perception or computers check.
It's probably computers because perception is perception's okay. Computers is so slightly better. It is a computers check.
Great. Okay, so they have noticed you. They noticed you before Skritic did his maneuvers. So they were flying in your direction, trying to get close to you before ambushing you. You recognize that, Amu, in their flight patterns. However, with Skritic's momentary, seizing of the controls and really, really good stealth check, he has basically positioned the squeaky clean kind of underneath the derelict from their point of view. So they know you're out there, but they can't currently see you think. Amu.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So they are approaching, and sure enough, away team, you see 3 of these little fighter-style ships. They're smaller than the Squeaky Clean, but they're covered in weapons. And again, they have that really devil-may-care attitude about maintenance. One of them is venting radiation into space. So one of the, and now that, because you guys actually see them up close, they're decorated in strange markings and a recurring motif of a red-ringed black hole.
Reavers.
Definitely reverse.
They are basically, one of them has a giant like space whale skull mounted on it. It looks like whatever's painted on the sides is painted in blood.
I'm not making this up, right? That there's like an evil god that's like a black hole that eats everything and is like chaotic evil.
Hey, everyone can make a culture check.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're good at that one.
Would this be worth double rolling on? Probably not.
I got it.
Was involved. Okay.
I got 11.
Nat 20 plus
Nice.
14.
Okay. Well, Amu's certainly going to know. Let's see if anybody on the away team knows.
I just knew it out of character.
Jeez, Quentin.
Man,
Oh.
these turnips are entirely dipped in antifreeze,
I'll just.
but I can't let them get away with it. Not with Donny Osmond. So no, I don't know.
Yeah, this is not the area of culture you study. You're like, this is.
You asked me about the Kardashians. I get you.
Yeah. But both Skritic and Amu, you know what this is. Skritic, you've heard of this. You know, some of the stewards and the Starfinders who you've chatted with have told stories about this. They're kind of a space ghost story. And yeah, it's called, by the way, Sam, you are correct. This is the Cult of the Devourer. The Devourer is what Sam was referencing, which is a chaotic evil god that is basically a black hole. And the cult that worships the Devourer are dedicated. They're like nihilists. You know, they believe in nothing. No, that is to say, they actually believe in the destruction of the universe, whether they're
The heat death of the universe.
Yeah, they actually try to bring it about. There's different Amu, you know, like that there's all these different philosophies. Some of them are insane. Others of them are more based on tragedy. Like, it's like, I don't want anyone to experience suffering anymore, so I'm going to end everything. But at their kind of base walking around level, they are known as cannibals, plague bringers, and crazy murderous cultists who will stop at nothing to dedicate sacrifices towards their dark god. In fact, you have identified what this is, Amu. This particular area of space you now know is a blood door, which is what they name black holes that they use to sacrifice people in.
Cool.
We don't want to be here.
One of the ships kind of moves up towards the derelict and releases a little pod that you recognize is actually probably a person. There's a couple of them. They're person-sized. They are also landing on the derelict. And at that moment, Hecubino, you sense two intelligences approaching.
We've got incoming.
Okay.
You guys are not currently exposed because you kind of started, at least you don't have to be if you don't want to be. They're landing on like basically the outer surface, kind of the outside of the derelict, whereas you guys have walked into like a door and we're starting to search the storage areas and stuff like that. Yeah.
Quentin, try searching as fast as you can. I'll try to hold these guys off.
Okay. I'm going to try to look like a piece of the technology and search and search and search. So,
all right, Quentin, give me a perception check.
My perception. How do you feel about a 16?
A 16 will show you.
Not a botch.
No, it's not. You actually think you see a trail of spilled which is kind of amusing. It must have been like sprayed or something like that. Beer.
Follow it.
All right. So the pod kind of opens up. They have there's two figures that are approaching. One is as you can kind of make out from actually Vengi and Hecubino, where are you guys? Why don't you describe where you are and what you're doing before I tell you any more?
So I went in through like the opening, and so I'm trying to basically make my way towards like the most obvious entrance point to the raiders that are showing up, so that I can fight them off.
Okay. Are you trying to stay hidden at all, or are you just like walking up?
I'm not really going to bother trying to stay hidden.
Okay. Hecubino?
Hecubino will be where Vangi is, except behind some form of cover, either like inside another room, and just at the door, or if there's a significant enough, a bunch of like crates or debris or something, just be behind that so he's not in like a direct firing range. Also probably not particularly trying to hide. In fact, he'll like keep his cone of brain knowledge fixed on the positions those other two are, and we'll try to relay information to Vangi, probably just by whispering.
Okay. So the first thing you note is the intelligences near you. Both of them, are, intelligent creatures. They have thinking minds. They're not. No one is so intelligent that you're like stunned or anything like that. So they're probably around human level intelligence, or human like base int 10 level creatures.
Sure.
As you get a moment to sense a little bit deeply, one mind seems angry, but angry and vicious.
Mm-hmm.
The other mind is completely alien to you, like not human. Holy crap, you immediately recoil after touching it. It thinks a million thoughts a second, and most of them are pure madness. And as the figures approach, you realize one of them is not humanoid. One of them is it's medium size, so it's the size of a human, but it doesn't have arms and legs. It has instead a horrid mass of barbed tentacles, glaring eyes, and gnashing teeth, and it constantly changes its shape.
Squamous.
Yes, it is squamous. There you go. Look at that.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Hard pass.
No, I'm not going to be looking at
Blah,
that.
blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's like
it
looks kind of like a little Zorn.
Yeah, we're gonna make some sand checks.
And the other one, the actual humanoid one, is a Vesk. It's a tall, powerfully built, armored Vesk. You can see it kind of grinning in your direction, Vangi. And when he grins, you realize he's had all of his teeth removed, and he has like a metal biting apparatus. So all of his teeth are literally razors. And he pulls something off his back. At first, it looks like he's just wielding like a weird stick or staff or something, but then he twists it in his hands, and one end lights up purple and red, and it's a scythe. It's like a laser scythe, and he starts to charge at you. So we'll get back to you in just a moment because we're doing simultaneous combat with the ship folk. So one of the ships that was following you has landed, but there are still 2 more. What are you doing?
Man, I need to get back in the pilot's seat.
Mm-hmm.
And Skritic needs to get back on weapons. And I don't know if Skritic, if you can work on the aft shields because they are down.
Okay. Reroute shields to the aft.
Yeah.
So because you are hidden, I will give you guys each 1 ship action that you can take. Right now is basically your surprise action before they will inevitably find you because they're going to you're no longer going to have cover from them soon. Bob, what's your ship action going to be?
My ship action, is this the helm phase? Is that what we're talking about? Is that what you're...
Well, yeah, so we're not going to do the normal helm. We're not going to do the full ship. We're just going to follow regular initiative for this combat because we're going to be interleaving the combat that's taking place on the derelict.
Okay. So we are underneath the derelict. Those other ships are coming down to where we're at. I'm just going to continue to maneuver backwards away from them until I come around the other side of the ship and can just kind of stay out of their line of sight.
So just to be clear, they have split up and one is approaching from either side.
Okay. Then
that was super clear in my head, but not.
Yeah. No, sorry. Do we have belly guns on this thing?
You have a turret gun. I don't think you have a belly gun.
It's not mounted on the bottom or anything?
I don't think so.
All right. What about right above us, since we're under the ship? Is there an opening that's large enough for the ship to fit inside? Inside the wreckage?
It'd be a tight fit. You could try to get into one of these hangar bays. It would potentially hide you for a little bit longer, but it would decrease your maneuverability.
Where are you going to go from there?
That.
I'm just blasting when they come at us, I guess. Okay, then since there's nothing like that, I am just going to drop straight down and tell Skritic to get ready with the turret gun to blast these guys when they come into range. Okay. Just to give us a little bit more range away from the ship, because we don't want to accidentally hit anybody on the ship.
Totally fair. So you get a little bit of distance from the derelict. Vangi and Hecubino and Quentin, you have been abandoned by your compatriots.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Skritic.
Can I go ahead and redistribute the shields before combat
Yes, you can.
starts?
Yep.
Yeah, let's even them out. Let's see, who has the sheet?
So you can either you can do the evening them out action. That's totally valid. But there's also there's another thing you can do, which is just cause. Let's see here, Starship. I'm just looking up the engineer actions. So yeah, you can divert your ship's shields. Oh no, that will divert and power to it. Let's see here.
I mean, the other thing you can do is like boost them, but I think that mostly happens when you're when you've already taken damage.
Well, we sort of have.
Yeah, the shield's on the after down to 0.
Yes, you can send power to restore an amount of shield points equal to 5% of the PCU rating of the ship's power core up to the shield's maximum value. So that and you can distribute the restored shield points across the shield's 4 quadrants as you see fit. That is with the divert action.
Yeah, let's divert energy to the shields.
All right. And we have, what is our points that we have here? Do we have...
You said a quarter of PCU?
5% of PCU.
5% of PCU. So that should be...
12.
12? Yeah, so we could take that up to 12.
Sure, let's do that.
All right.
What's full?
So you have to make an engineering check.
Engineering. All right.
Yep. Good enough.
28.
Yep. that works. So you restore 12 points of power to the aft shields. And Amu.
Oh, we will do a scan.
See if you can find anything about their ships.
Yep. I got a 27.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's kind of a good news, bad news. You are successful in the scan. And you can gather that these things are pretty small. They hold, probably 2 or 3 people, and depending on how tightly packed they are. The hull points on these are fairly low. I can get you the actual details. We're talking 35 hull points. The armor class and target lock are 19 and 18 respectively. And the interesting thing is their weapons. They have a variety of other weapons that you would have to make more checks to learn more about. But one thing is these ships seem to be, well, they're designed for ramming. They're basically flying breaching pods as if they want to board you.
That explains why they don't care about maintenance.
Yeah.
So that's what you learn. All right, and we have all rolled initiative, and now it's time for you guys to fight. Vangi, you approach fearlessly against your Vest counterpart and his Chaos Beast companion. What do you do?
So yeah, I guess the question is, does it look like they're going to close into melee with me? Because if so, I'm going to hold to get that provoking attack when they come close, unless the scythe is a reach weapon.
The scythe is not a reach weapon, but who knows what the Chaos Beast will do. It looks like it's probably going to claw and tentacle, but
all right,
you don't know.
All right, then I'm going to move up and try to stay within my max range of that horrible thing and try to stab it, because that does not deserve to exist in this world.
All right, so you move up to close to the Chaos Beast?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Cool. Well, nat 1.
All right.
Oh no.
Not a great start.
So you swing your frost pike at it, and it just opens up into a giant maw, and it grabs the frost pike with tons of mobile teeth or maybe stingers, and you basically get caught in a tug of war for your weapon.
Great.
Yep. So on your next action, you can make a check to get it back and continue fighting with it. But until then, it is not a viable weapon for you to use.
Okay, fun.
Bob. Go ahead.
Has Amu relayed that these are ramming ships?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to scream, get ready on those guns, and I'm going to fire up the engines and try to maneuver as quickly and as randomly as possible to keep them from getting kind of a lock on us to hit us at the right spot.
Right. Make a piloting check.
29.
Ooh, yeah, you can get the engines going and get some distance. It's hard to go at maximum speed here because space is so crowded with stuff, but that does mean it should be harder for them to follow you as well. It's
Hopefully
more about maneuverability than just pure speed.
Yeah.
Which, the one downside is their ships are small, so they're probably pretty maneuverable, but you're piloting very, very well.
Oh, thank you.
So, with that, Vesk, will turn and over the comms, there's like local comms. He connects to it and just releases a guttural scream and charges you, Banky.
Okay. Wish my weapon wasn't in a mouth, but that's fine. I will just try to like brace as well as I can by like maybe, positioning my weapon a little bit as he comes at me.
As he is running, he seems to kind of gather the light nearby him. It seems to kind of be attracted to him and then extinguished.
No, he's one of those stupid gravity dudes, right?
Valerians, yeah.
Yep, that he is. So as he runs towards you, he starts to leave like footprints in the hull of the ship. He's clearly extremely dense. Anyway, he slams into you with his scythe. What is your... I think they actually have to target EAC because of the kind of damage their solar weapons deal.
23.
It is a kinetic weapon. Sorry. What's your KAC?
25.
25. Okay. He just barely gets a piece of you.
Okay. And didn't we
which is
fight a Solarian before, except we didn't fight a Solarian somehow, and then we were like, don't worry, you'll use your stats for them some other time, and then this is that?
We were going to hire a Solarian.
No,
but then
we were. There was also a Solarian I feel like we were going to fight, but I could be wrong about that.
Well, you're fighting one now. Take 24 damage.
Ow.
Yeah, it seems like it's technically kinetic damage, but that scythe just rips through your armor and it like burns away your scales. It's got like the anti-life equation written into it or something.
Fun.
Quentin.
I am going to be as sneaky as possible, and I'm going to... there's two guys, and there's a Hecubino and a Vangi. So I'm going to try and follow the trail of beers to wherever it goes to find whatever our MacGuffin is. MacGuffin is a good beer. I like the MacGuffin Light. So I think it's probably going to be a stealthy check.
Sure, to go about and not be noticed. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm going to be the sneakiest sphere. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and travel through parts of the ship that are already ripped apart, and I'm actually going to partially unravel bits and pieces of my own systems so that I just look like bits of detritus kind of bumping around the ship as people fight around me.
Okay.
And I roll a 19 to be sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, you're helped by the fact that you have plenty of cover and you're basically going deeper into the ship, whereas Hecubino and Vangi are staying and fighting. So that certainly helps. You're, often commented on shiny, unmarred titanium.
Quadra-titanium, thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly fit in with the debris. But you are still able to. It doesn't seem like you're drawing their attention right now. It seems like they've got other targets that they're focused on.
I should have put on my rusty penny.
So you get deeper and deeper into the bowels of the derelict ship, and in the storage area, there are a bunch of these canisters. Think of them like a metal drum, and most of them have been knocked over or empty or whatever. One of them, when you pull up your like infravision, your black light, UV, whatever, that one you can see the trail of beer leads directly to it. So you have a target, and all you need to do is get there and see what it is.
Okay. Can I do that now?
That is what you are doing. You are working on it.
So no, I'm not there right now.
Not there yet, but you will be there soon. You have found something.
I shall
All
add
right.
to my inventory one something.
Skritic.
All right. Do we have anything anything that I could shoot at yet?
Yeah, there's these two Marauder ships that are coming after you guys for sure.
All right. Which
They're still in
arcs
range.
are each of them in?
Well, let's see. Both of them would be hittable by the turret gun, obviously.
Mhm.
Neither of them is in the forward arc. I would say one is in the aft. Let me pull up the ship arcs. Yeah,
Not
here we
actually
go.
anything in the aft.
One is in the aft and one is in the port arc.
Okay. I think I'll go ahead and try a fire at will to fire the turret and the laser net in the port arc.
All right,
Just to
sounds
try
good.
to take out one of these things.
Sure.
And I can use piloting for firing, right?
Yeah, so you have to make gunnery checks, which are a little different. Let's see here. Gunnery, yeah, fire at will.
-4 to both.
So it's it's kind of like a piloting check. It's very similar. You can either make a piloting check, so it's 1d20 plus either your base attack bonus or your ranks in piloting, plus your dexterity mod, plus any bonuses from the computer. Which, hey, we've been forgetting about Grace. Grace is a Tetranode +2 thing, so she can provide, I think, 4 +2 bonuses, so certainly one to each of the people on the ship when you guys are making checks. And plus any bonuses from the captain, science officers, and minus any range penalty. So, it's a lot like a piloting check if you want it to be, or it's a lot like a ranged attack roll.
I think my piloting would be better because I'm not a full base attack class.
Okay. And then you get a +2 bonus from Grace.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna apply that to both of these then, if I can, and so basically a -2 to each. So just click piloting twice. Oh wow! So 17 to hit for both. I think
you should get something if you roll doubles.
That is a tragedy.
Oh no!
I've already announced their armor class is like 19 and their
19.
target lock is 18. So it just misses both of them, or both attacks miss the oncoming Marauder, who will now take its turn. And this one's going to move to try to follow you, so it has to make a piloting check.
Did we apply the Grace's bonus to this?
Well, since I was firing 2 weapons, it's -4. That's to 17.
Okay.
Also, technically, you don't get any of the bonuses that Operative gives to skills on this.
No?
So it would be a little bit lower.
Yeah, that'll be a good bit lower.
Yeah.
Figure out that.
Because it's not technically a piloting check. It's a special check called a
gunnery action.
Yeah. So their turn. So one of them has a fairly hard time following you. The other one does not. So one you've gained some range on, which means it's going to fire. It has a non-ramming weapon that it will use because it is sad. Well, I mean, it will fire its light plasma cannon at you, I suppose.
We're all missing here, so we are also sad.
Yes.
Well, what's your guys? What's the Squeaky Clean's armor class?
14.
Okay. Well, it critically hits.
Oh no!
That's the name of the show.
Yeah. Starship critical hit.
No, I heard that enemies don't critical hit anymore in games.
Game.
That's true. I read that. Yeah.
Dating here when this was recorded, I guess.
Hello, Edition Wars people. Or
You think you're
survivors
not
of
going
the
to get
Edition
into
War.
one, but you're going to get into one.
The Forever Edition Wars.
Okay.
I've always been at war with additions and subtractions.
So, I'm just looking up the critical damage rules here. So we've got to roll 2d12, 7. All right. The aft shields take 13 damage.
All right. So one spills over to our hit points. So
But,
after 0, our hit points is now 83.
Hull points, but it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
sorry.
Okay. And
Yes.
the other one is going to try to anchor onto you guys, which is to say
No.
breach.
No.
That's what they're going to try to do. We'll see
Amu,
if they...
prepare the gremlins.
We were planning on it.
Okay, they have locked on with their anchoring weapons and slam into the squeaky clean.
Ouch.
Yes. Ouch indeed. Grace actually says ouch when this happens. She's like,
Sorry,
hey,
Grace.
guys, this isn't good.
Kevin, I don't really want to have any bad things happen to us, but were there any critical damage effects that happened from that critical hit?
So, I could be missing something here. I was just trying to look that up in terms of a Starship critical hit.
Mhm.
And because all the damage was absorbed by the shields, I don't actually think that you guys suffer a critical effect. I could be wrong on that, but I
you're
think
right.
because
That once they only happen once you the shields would go down.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
However, you are being rammed.
I don't like it.
Ramming. The good news is because they're relatively small, like they're not going to deal a ton of damage. They have this ramming prow attached to the front. The pilot immediately attempts a gunnery check against the enemy ship's AC. If successful, all right, we have not pushed you. That is definitely not happening. But we do have a ramming prow. So, you take 10 additional damage that all goes to the hull, Bob. And they have, how in the back of the ship, I always imagine it kind of like Firefly, where the back of the ship opens up and there's that's like kind of where you guys first entered the ship in the very first fight in the very beginning of the game. There's that big, and it's also where I think you guys have had a number of
We fought the Red
other
Belters.
combats and stuff like that. Yeah. That is where this Marauder ship has impacted, and you can hear the sounds of the squeaky clean screeching as metal tears, and presumably you will not be alone on the squeaky clean soon.
Do we have like some kind of spines for if we get rammed?
I thought we did. I'm
we
looking
actually
for
think
them.
We do. Oh yeah, because it was like they were super cheap, and we're like, why not? Let me find those.
Let's see.
Oh yeah. No, we have breaching pods. Let me see.
Yeah, this is called Starship
Spine. Yep.
Oh yeah, Starship Spine. There you go.
Yeah, just the Mark 1.
Yeah.
But it gave us one more British pound to add to our monetary units.
Yeah, when a starship outfitted as Starship Spines is ran by another vehicle or struck by an attack whose maximum range is 1 hex, that vehicle provokes a free attack with the spines from the starship. Spines are a starship weapon that require no mount. They can attack any arc and can't be used to make
I'm just
any
gonna
other
say
attacks.
roll a d4.
Okay, just a d4. All right.
Well, it's just the Mark 1, right? So
Yeah. Yay! I actually caused some damage.
all right, good stuff.
2.
2.
2 damage to the Marauders. That's okay. Their ships don't have a whole lot of hull relative to you guys, but all right. So that brings up Hecubino. Back on the derelict ship, Chaos Beast, Vesk Solarian, Vangi's got her Frostpike stuck in the Chaos Beast. Quentin has flown away and hid. It's all up to you, Hecubino. What do you do?
Okay. These guys have their, or at least the Vesk, I'm guessing, has their like symbol, like their little red circle, black hole looking thing.
Yep.
Okay. Hecubino will say, "Look out, Vangi. We've run afoul of the Dingus Patrol." And will attempt to demoralize the Vesk. And because I have, what's it called? Improved Demoralize, I can do it as a move action. So let's see if I can get this guy shaken.
Nice.
So then in action, you can intimidate.
Check, right?
Yep. Yeah. The DC of this check is equal to, okay. So yeah, it's an intimidate check.
What's the
17.
DC? What's the DC?
DC of this check is equal to either 10 plus your opponent's total intimidate skill bonus, or 15 plus 1/2 or 1.5 times the opponent's CR, whichever is greater.
Then that will fail.
Okay. Well, I wasn't doing anything with my move action anyway.
And I see you also rolled quite poorly on the D20 roll, so that's okay.
I will then.
He takes out something from when you try to demoralize him. He takes out like a weird piece of like paper from his bag and just staples it onto the front of his helm, and it's a big circle.
Perfect.
With a red ring around it.
Absolutely no notes.
Nice.
Okay, I have a new strategy for this fight, and I'm going to be starting to look for spare stamps.
Okay.
All right, then I will mind thrust the Vesk at around a level 3.
That sounds pretty good. So that's going to require a will save from me, right?
Yep.
What's the DC on that?
Will save is, that will be an 18.
Yep, I only have a 16, so I fail.
Okay. Here comes 7d10 damage.
Oof.
Nice.
Now, apart from the Dreadnought, the Solarian has the most hit points of anything in this fight.
It's not surprising.
40 damage.
Nice.
Spicy.
Wow. Oh yeah, you cause one of his eyes to just pop, and you can see one of them is now like it's all the blood vessels in it have popped open, and it's barely fitting in his eye socket. And he's like just venting blood into his spacesuit as he breathes, coming out of his nose and ears and mouth. What did you hit him with?
I built a, like, you know, the equivalent of like a Hello Kitty or like Lisa Frank store inside his brain.
That he can't escape.
You can't escape it. All those like puppies and cute kitties and stuff are always going to be there, telling him that life.
Cinema Roll is going to be stalking him,
telling him that life is worth living.
Well, after all of that, I bragging about his hit points and everything like that. He is exactly bloodied off of that.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so pretty impressive, Hecubino.
I'd say pretty impressive all around, because I think most things would have dropped.
Yeah.
Well, he is not alone. And as much as the Chaos Beast would love to go after the Mindbreaker to avenge its companion, it doesn't think like that. In fact, it only thinks eat. And it will turn it basically shifts a bunch of its body into tentacles. It now has let's say 13 tentacles, and at the end of each of those tentacles are Remora style mouths.
Gross.
Ugh.
And they all try to latch onto you.
I will
as it makes a bunch of attacks.
try to put my armor in the way.
Yep. What is your KAC again? 25?
Yep.
All right. Well, it has a special multi-attack, so that's kind of cool. Miss. Ooh, miss. Hit. Miss. So that was certainly a below average round for it.
Or something.
Yeah, exactly. So take 15 damage as it does rip a chunk of your leg off.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, forgot to mention this when you got hit by the scythe. You're also venting oxygen.
Oh, great! Love that.
But that's a problem that gets measured on the order of 10 rounds or something like that. So, but your spacesuit is getting ripped up.
Mm-hmm.
Now it does try to auto seal itself, but it's not really designed to be, ripped apart by pure destructive force or a dozen mouths.
Horrors.
Yeah. So, there's one kind of, not a big deal, with taking 15 damage. But why don't you give me a will save?
Cool. Always good. Is it against a spell effect or a fear effect?
Nope.
16?
Not bad.
Okay. As it tries to inject you with some of itself, and you're like, what is that? And you realize it kind of succeeds, and you're like, for a moment, it taps into your mind, and you get the sense of vertigo of how you kind of know where your feet are and where your hands are and where every part of your body is intrinsically, and the shape of yourself without thinking about it. For just a moment, you lose that.
Yeah.
And you wonder what kind of effect that would have, but then you're able to assert kind of control over yourself.
Great. Okay.
Yep.
Loving this.
Okay. So that's the Chaos Beast. Amu.
So they haven't started to board the ship?
Not yet, but they haven't had an action since they rammed you.
Right. There's a lot going on. I was just making sure.
Yep.
Will it take some amount of time to get the menagerie ready to go and try and plan out where this likely ramming and boarding action will be?
It would certainly take an action to start mobilizing them.
All
yes.
Right. We'll get things ready to go so as if we do get boarded, they won't have a fun time.
Okay. Who all are you mobilizing?
The gremlins are the easiest thing to direct, surprisingly.
Well, the gremlins you can use as an actual anti-ship system.
True. Oh yeah.
Other options include Squeebo, Gordo, and Herman.
Yes, send them all. Send them all. Send them all.
I'm going to say you can pick two.
We'll go with Gordo and Herman.
Those seem like good choices.
And leave Squeebo behind for cleanup. I get you.
All right. So the best way for you to do this would be to basically lead them there, because they'll follow you. You can explain it to Gordo, kind of, and he would probably do it on his own. Or you could give directions to Herman, and he might get there on his own. But if you lead them, you can be sure that they'll both be there.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Here, boy.
Okay, well, Herman is going to follow and then immediately find a crate to hide in / around behind and, do his crate fiend thing, while Gordo will just hang out with you.
Okay.
In fact, right now he's kind of following you like a cloak of moss. But he's also like, imagine if a giant moss monster the size of like I don't know, the Green Man or a Shambling Mound or Swamp Thing was kind of hugging you with one arm, and that was like a cloak of moss. That's what you've got going on.
Yeah, he's weird, but he grows on you.
I like that one, Matthew. All right. Cool.
You should make Gordo's brother Pete Moss.
Boo.
Yes, you went a little too far. You got to know when to stop, man. You just got to know when to walk away.
Ambition.
Nope. Take the big swings.
All right. And with that, it comes to the end of the round where you see the dwarves get a hook. Their ship has a big hook hand, and they evidently smash that into the rear of the ship that's rammed you. So now it's a three ship pileup out here. As Brenson, Sirius, and Duthane evidently decided that the better part of Valor was attacking.
Use a little help.
Vangie.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to try to get my weapon out of this monster's mouth, ideally maybe tearing into some of its mouth in the process.
Athletics check.
Sounds good. What? Come on.
Wow.
Wow. That's really...
It's just not our night.
All right. So you try to pull it out, and it seems to swallow it up more. So you have failed at your athletics check. So you can attempt it again, but basically you will no longer be like you will no longer be able to attempt a full attack action.
So I could basically do something else or try it again, but it's going to have taken my round to I won't be able to attack this round as a result.
You'll be able to make one attack, not two.
Well, yeah, I was probably not going to make two attacks this round, anyways, because just how.
Okay, let me back this up. So you can either stop that, and it will have cost you a move action, and that's fine, or you can basically full attack, where one of your attacks is already gone. And you would make an athletics check. If you succeed, you get your weapon back, can make an attack, but you're taking the -4 penalty.
Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. I'll try that.
Okay. 2 botches in a row on these is pretty brutal.
It's really awful. So do I take the -1
in 400?
-4 penalty on the...
No,
okay.
not on the athletics check. Just don't botch.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Cool. So I get my weapon out of its mouth and then stab it.
Yep.
So you get your weapon out of its mouth and just put it right back in? Just stab.
Pretty much.
Rotate it.
I will shake off the feeling of, flex my arms to try to remember where all my limbs are as I stab it in its face.
Okay.
So this one is at a -4, though.
Correct.
That's probably going to miss because I rolled a 2.
Yeah, that will.
That's probably going to miss no matter what, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do miss, and that basically takes your whole action. But don't worry, Vangie. Your mere presence is providing a benefit because, you got to soak up attacks.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I would like to also be doing some damage, but, I guess that's what Hecubino's brain exploding is for.
All right, Bob.
Okay, I think what I need to do is we've got one attached to us and one off to which side of the ship?
It's now in the aft arc, but it's also at a distance.
Okay. I want to try to still try to outmaneuver it, but I also want to kind of get it on our port side.
Okay, sure.
Where the shields are a heck of a lot stronger. So
yep, that makes sense.
All right. Piloting check for that. And I get a 23.
Yep, that's pretty good. I mean,
okay.
You're succeeding. I will offer you this devil's bargain.
Okay, I love the devil's bargain. Oh no, wait, I'm talking about a monkey paw. Sorry.
Would you like to take a little bit of damage to your forward shields to get a slight bonus on that check?
No, but I've got a grace bonus going on in there that I didn't throw in. So
hey, that's
thrown
fair.
Up to a 25.
Yep, that does help as well. Okay,
I don't need your stinky devil stuff. Away with you, Satan!
Not today, Satan.
Away with your mustard and
this
egg
round,
yolks.
Satan.
Stop bringing your blades and the dark stuff into this.
I was wondering if anyone else was gonna catch that.
Very good. All right. Then, you're able to turn, so you're at the port arc facing them. Back to the derelict ship, and I think, Vaggie.
Yep.
No, I think I'm gonna go hunt down
Yeah,
Hecubino.
that's legit. He did blow up your face.
He walks away from you.
I do.
Yeah, that provokes. He's not afraid of you because you haven't done anything.
No, I mean
yet.
that's legit. But I still have. I don't have the penalty anymore, though, right?
Correct. No penalty.
Cool. 19.
That misses him, unfortunately.
Just rolling terrible.
His arm.
Man.
Yeah. He shrugs it off of his shoulder plate because he's wearing fairly heavy armor. And he runs up towards Hecubino and will charge him.
Way up.
As he continues to gain in density and basically picking up more and more light and even like small dust motes and like little rocks that are floating around start getting attracted to him and just kind of sticking onto his armor. But you can now barely see him, only really the glow of his purple and red scythe tells you where he is. He's now like kind of a being of pure darkness. Yep.
Sorry.
Run at you. What is your KAC?
24.
24. Okay. Well, he hits you for 20 damage.
Okay. I would like to spend a resolve point.
Ooh, that's right.
To use share pain. So one
Share pain,
resolve to reduce damage by my level, which is 7, and deals, I believe, that much damage to him. But negates with a will save.
Okay. What's the save DC?
I'm gonna guess it's 17. I don't have it written down.
Well, I have like a 14, so
okay.
I fail.
Yeah, it wouldn't be below a 16.
Yep. How much damage are we talking about?
7, right? That was my level.
Yes. So that means you take 13 and he takes 7?
Yep.
Okay. It's a pretty good trade.
Yeah.
Considering it was his action, you know? All right.
I'm trying to build a character here that deals a lot of damage but never has to roll.
It's good considering all my rolls are bad tonight.
Quentin, you have approached the container.
Okay. Is it sealed?
Yes, but you could easily unseal it if you wish.
I would like to easily unseal it, but also not make a lot of noise so that celestial horrors and/or angry folk won't come looking for me.
So you unseal it. And inside, this capsule is this drum. It's evidently basically what you're here for, because it is packed to the brim, filled with notes, like handwritten notes and printed out images. It looks like an evidence board, which is the conspiracy board, string board, was taken down, and then all of it was just shoved into this. And the other thing that's in here is a strange fabric. It's huge. It kind of shimmers in many different colors, and you realize this thing is, possibly designed for a starship. It looks like it has ways of being connected to, like, it's certainly very big. Like, most of the room in this drum is actually occupied by this. It's kind of like a sheet, maybe
sun shield for a space shift,
something like that. You could make an engineering check or maybe a mysticism check
to see if I could identify it.
Yeah.
Knowing my complete lack of engineering and mysticism, I think it's more likely that my question is, can I get this out to someone who has such things? Is it possible for me to move the capsule or the contents?
Yeah, I mean, what's your strength score?
Oh, Laird of Mighty. I believe it's an 8.
Okay, so...
Don't you laugh at me, girl. What's your dexterity?
Not bad. It's my dex.
Yeah, that wasn't the right. That wasn't the right one to guess.
Shut up. Well, and the only other thing I'm good at is like Constitution and Charisma, and she's like, fine. Anyway.
So, you get this
wibbly middle arms.
You get this sudden idea when the derelict ship moves suddenly to one side, and one of the nearby empty drums starts rolling, and then kind of like bounces in 0G, and you realize, wait, this thing doesn't matter how much it weighs. You can just like kind of, it'll be very, very simple for you to move this thing. You might want to like roll it. But it'll be trivial for you to move it. You just probably want to reseal it and get a move on.
Okay. Let me ask you the stupidest question I've ever asked in this game.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I keep in mind the questions that I've asked and the questions that I'm known for asking.
Let's get it over with.
Are there any holes in the hull in this room or this area?
Yes.
All right. Do we have comms to where I can communicate?
Yes,
with the other team members?
You can certainly communicate to everyone on the derelict.
Everyone on the derelict. Okay. So I'm a send a message to Hekibino and Vengi. And it's going to be short and sweet. It's going to be objective accomplished, spacing myself. And then Quentin is going to take the thing and then just shoot out the side of the ship and try to look as much like Detritus as possible so that no one tries to kill me, but I also don't have to walk through Cthulhu and all of the nastiness over there. Not realizing, or not necessarily, I don't have a way to know whether the ship is in some sort of mortal combat situation. But yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Stealth check, I'd say.
Stealth check?
Or disguise, if you want.
My disguise is god-awful. I'd prefer stealth. Stealthing it up. There's a decent roll. How about a 30?
All right. No one will ever find you.
Crap. Well, now hang on. I'm going to use the special frequency that I have with my close personal friend Grace.
There you
And
go.
I'm gonna flip the little beep that is a very narrow band. It's like FM radio. It's like an 89.5, and it's gonna be like 89.5. Quentin coming at you. Grace coming at me, please. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, as that happens, Grace and everybody on the Squeaky Clean has some other issues to deal with as the breaching pod opens from the Marauder ship, and a trio of gnolls emerge.
Ooh.
They are space gnolls, just as bad as regular gnolls.
I believe it's actually pronounced Noel, and we need to know which one is first.
One of them runs at just because of that, Matthew. I'm gonna do this bit. Just because of that, runs at Amu. He's carrying this hideous looking sack. It's clearly like molding, and it smells like rotten
No
meat.
Krampus, no Krampus.
And it laughs hysterically at Amu and says, "What's the baggage allowance here? I just brought my carry-on." And it throws it at you, and it's all disgusting, rotten meat that you, unfortunately, with your life science, immediately recognize these creatures are cannibals. And that was another gnoll once. The gnolls move to attack. Two of them, though, they're all coming at Amu. One of them encounters Gordo, though, and immediately starts hacking into Gordo with basically a like fist gauntlet chainsaws.
Ew.
Yep.
Okay.
And another one has kind of it's technically a Vesk weapon, a Daisho, another melee weapon, but it gets surprise attacked by Herman, and basically aborts coming at Amu in favor of facing off with Herman. So the two gnolls are busy with their two allies for the moment, but there's still one more, their leader, who will come at you with a taklash, which I'm not even sure what that is. These are...
Sounds Klingon.
Yeah.
It's certainly... It's a tacklash. Tactical whip.
Oh.
I like my way of saying it. Taklash more.
Yes.
Anyway, it seems to want to take you alive.
What a coincidence.
We agree on one thing.
All the better to steam you with.
What's your kinetic armor class?
20.
It misses you.
Haha.
It will also try to bite you. And it misses. Oh, no, it hits you with a bite.
Boo.
Take 10 points of damage, Amu.
Ow.
All right. That's the gnolls. Skritic.
Would I be able to get to those guys, like, within this round?
Absolutely. You're fast.
Okay.
But there's still another ship out there.
You don't want to blast that ship?
There's the debate. I can try to blast the ship. It's in our port side now, right?
Correct.
I'll try another basically dual attack with the -4, but I'll definitely
So
use
Grace
space
can
bonus.
provide 2+2s.
Yeah.
And so your check will be your ranks in piloting plus your dex mod.
So it should be 11 plus her 2, so 13 -4.
And then -4, so +9.
Yep. actually. Yeah.
And let me know which one you're doing first, because one's the laser net and one's the turret, right?
First.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's a good roll.
roll. That's better than the 3s I rolled earlier. And the net. Ooh, better.
Boom! Wow, much, much better. There we go. It was all about the
hoping.
being in the port arc. That did it.
All right.
So go ahead and roll damage on both of those successful hits.
Scrolling back. Let's see. For the turret, we have 60-10. Dang.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem for them.
30 there.
70.
Yep.
And for the laser net, 2d6 point plus 10. Oh, is that? What is that?
Don't worry about the point plus 10.
Okay.
Just roll the 2d6.
So that's our 2d6. Less impressive 6.
Hey, you know what? Its hull points, and it doesn't have shields, its hull points is 35.
Yay!
So 30 and 6, that blows it up entirely.
Nice.
Good job, Skritic.
Yay.
Beautiful.
Felt like I could have done that last round.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
I've done nothing this fight.
Your fight isn't over yet. All right. Well, that was a good action for Skritic, and that means that there's no more Marauder ships that get to act. So we go from dealing 36 damage to a starship to dealing 40 damage to a Vesk Solarian. Hecubino.
I thought that I should be down here because I wouldn't be much help in a space fight. But what I'm hearing is I should just be out in the hall, like blasting ships with my brain.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll just strap you to the nose of the ship and let you just whoop.
So I have a feat that reduces or rather increases my defense against attacks triggered by casting spells.
Okay.
Which is, I'm guessing, what would happen if I try to blow this guy up at point blank.
Correct.
Okay. Is there something like a guarded step that would allow me to still, say, a snipe that would still allow me to move away and cast a spell?
Yes, you can take a guarded step action.
Okay. Do I feel like it won't be within his range still?
He has never attacked with reach.
Okay. All right. So we'll do that then. Basically, Hecubino's gotten hit once, and he's going to very not in a very cool way, fall on the ground, flip over and kind of scuttle away on all fours, and then basically turn around and put a hand out to his temple and try to mind thrust again.
Okay.
And we'll do it at level 3 one more time. So that'll be 18 DC.
18 DC. All right. Well, let's see. He makes his save this time.
Okay. So he's only going to take half of this then.
Okay.
Half of 34 is
17.
There you go.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
You've done a ton of damage to him.
I forgot to demoralize him first. Oh wait, no, I had to use my move action to move away.
The guarded step, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So the Solarian is drawing in more and more void power, but it's also losing more and more blood. The Chaos Beast, however, will just unleash it. Since it couldn't get you with its remora mouths, it starts shifting those mouths in a spiral formation, turning them into scorpion-like stingers, and tries to sting you a bunch of times instead.
Great.
Yeah. KC 25, right?
Yep.
Ooh. Wow. 3 misses and a hit.
Hey,
Jeez, that is so good.
at least we're having similar luck.
All right. So take 18 damage.
Okay.
And your mind again imagines yourself like basically imagine your belongings starting to become one with your body. Like, say the fly. Yeah. And that's you can almost feel your backpack and spacesuit start to sink into your skin, and you're like, wait, no, we're not doing that. You don't need to make a new save, but I am going to keep describing it because I find it cool.
Fair enough. That's very creepy.
That's gross.
All right. That's the Chaos Beast Amu.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Your allies are currently fighting off 2 of the gnolls, but there's one facing you down.
Gonna take a step back and use the capture pole.
Nice.
23?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Woo! I can initiate a grapple with that?
You can.
Does it still do damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Just it deals the non-lethal damage because it's merciful.
Yeah.
And you still get to make the grapple check, but grappling is pretty hard in this game. So
That's fair. Damage will be 12.
okay.
And then do I do another roll for a grapple check or?
Yeah, it's a D20 roll.
I know it's a combat maneuver.
Yes.
Which I might have supposed to do instead of.
Is equal to your base attack bonus plus strength bonus. And I don't think
They are not smaller than me, I'm assuming.
No, I think they're medium sized too.
no, they're medium size. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when wielding a grapple weapon, you can use it to perform a grapple without having your hands free. When you do so, you gain a +2 bonus to the attack roll. And if you roll a natural 20 on the attack roll, you apply the weapon's critical hit effect, if any, to the target. So that would be on the grapple attack roll, right? Or
Yeah.
does it count both of them? Or does it count it as the initial hit as starting the grapple?
So you still have to make a check, though. Let's see here. Yeah, it's still a melee attack roll against the opponent's KAC +8.
Yeah.
I would say you get the +2 on the grapple check.
Yeah.
So yeah. So +2 on this. So it's a normal melee attack with +2 bonus.
Okay. That's probably a no.
That's not going to grapple him because his KAC is higher than that already. So
All right. Should be all of my.
So you move back and whacked him.
Yep.
All right. The dwarves will back out, and Amsala will shout a warning, now just using the comms, as you can see, Bob, that the dreadnought has started slowly turning in your direction. It's clearly not very maneuverable, but it is big. You cannot fight it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe you can. It looks pretty beat to crap, so who knows? But it might be it's not glass cannon. I don't know, a Space Hulk cannon.
Yeah,
where
but Space Hulk will smash. So
yep. Brenton, Sirius, and Duthane, however, back their ship out and pull the Marauder ship out of the Squeaky Clean with it. Momentarily, there's a vacuum before Grace kind of seals it with allocating the bare minimum of like life support system to sealing that hull breach.
Okay.
Sala, yeah, on the comms is like, all right, hope you have what you need because we have to go.
Yeah. Okay, so is it my turn already? Gosh.
It is Vangy's turn.
Okay.
All right. Well,
That is your turn, Bob. You're on deck.
Okay.
then I'm
Bull rush it. Bull rush it out of the place.
bull rushing is extremely hard in this edition. Like extremely unlikely. Plus, it like doesn't have like it's got weird shape, so I bet it probably has like advantages. My plan is, I think, just gonna flash at it and run.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna try to stab it and see where that gets us. A full attack.
Okay. Full attack. Full attack into the Chaos Beast. You're under no other penalties, so just go. Bam,
Hey,
that hits.
Finally. Jeez. All right, let me do some damage then. 18 damage.
Okay.
Oh.
It recoils, but, it is not. You chop off some of its arm leg tentacles.
Then take another 22 damage.
Ooh, now that will bloody it. That's done a fair bit of damage. You cut off several of its tentacles, and while it can regrow them, it still obeys conservation of matter of like mass more or less. So it's shrinking, but it wants to stay as violent as possible. So you're effectively dealing body blows to it.
Something. Then I'm gonna take a guarded step away.
Nope, you're not, because full attack is a full round action. You don't get a move action. You're stuck there.
All right.
Bob.
Two things that I want to do. I want to open up comms, and I want to let Vangi and Hecubino know that they need to get out the ship. We're going to be doing we're going to be trying to pick them up very quickly in a moment. And then I need to steer the ship so that I can grab Quentin and his capsule floating there in space.
Yes. So that's interesting. The comms, you can definitely just do that.
Okay.
I'm assuming you don't care if anybody else hears the comm traffic at this point.
No.
It should all be encrypted, but the difference is like they know you're there, so whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say to them?
Vangi, Hecubino, the dreadnought is turning around. We need to get out of here now. I've got a signal from Quentin, and I'm going to grab him in flight. So get ready to move.
Yeah. And you guys now have full comms because it can be routed basically through the ship. The ship's comms can reach you. Your comms can't reach the ship normally.
All right. Then we got company over here.
Okay. I'm going to swing around to pick up Quentin.
All right. Make a piloting check.
I'm going to add a +2 to this.
Okay.
Probably don't need it, but 27.
And Quentin, give me your choice of a reflex save or an acrobatics check.
Did you say acrobatics?
I did.
26.
Awesome. Then you get to describe how you get hooked back onto the ship. The entranceway, the one way you can kind of get into the ship, is that massive hole that got rammed into the aft, into the cargo bay. So that's your point of ingress. But you get to decide briefly how you look and what you do.
Okay. So when the little capsule came flying out of the wrecked derelict ship, Quentin came after. One arm grabbed the thing and started to use the momentum of that to flip himself around. Then lets go, flips around it, grabs it with his other arm, and then throws it at the Squeaky Clean, following behind it like Peter Griffin trying to kill a Decepticon with a keg of beer.
All right. And Bob, what fancy flying techniques do you use to be sure that the nonsense Quentin is attempting to do?
Oh, sure. We had to do a complete, what's like the loop-de-loop. We had to fly up and down and around.
2 Immelmans and a barrel roll.
And then line up the rear opening with this little tiny speck of metal floating behind me, and I momentarily slam on the brakes so he comes sliding into the cargo bay.
Nice. Awesome. All right. You have gotten a Quentin on board. But back on the derelict, the Solarian rips off his face panel of his helmet, exposing himself to the vacuum, spits blood in Hecubino's direction, which immediately becomes a cloud due to the way liquids kind of work in space. So there's just a foam of red in front of you, Hecubino, as he will perform a... I guess he can't full attack you. Because you're too far away.
I'm one space away from him.
Oh, wait a minute. We've got tricks. We have stellar
the old
tricks.
blood cloud trick, eh?
Well, there's things we can do.
Just let us have one win, Kevin. Come on. You hit us with the literal god of dollars. I mean, we're all still demoralized.
He will actually plant his scythe down and start pulling you in towards him, Hecubino. Make a fortitude save.
Oh, no.
As the intensity of the gravity around you is suddenly magnified, and you feel like you're being sucked into a little black hole.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, that's not going to make it. So
no.
you get pulled right next to him, and he will bite you. What's your KAC?
KAC is 24.
He hits you with his bite for 11 damage.
Okay.
And you're pulled. Yeah. So yeah, I guess you're just right next to him again.
Okay.
And he readies his scythe to attack you again a moment later. Quentin, you get thrown into the cargo bay where there are evidently 3 gnolls attacking Amu, Gordo, and Herman.
Oh, I'm going to shoot them.
Which one are you going to shoot?
Which one is closest to Amu?
The leader, the biggest one.
Rocket to the face.
All right.
Trying to see. I need my melee bonus. There, I was pushing the button.
Wouldn't be melee. It would be ranged.
Oh, good. My range bonus is so much better.
Yep.
You know, I'm good at games, you guys. 22.
Hit.
Boom. All right. I fire a rocket out of my, I don't know, duodenum. My belly button. It's hard to say. What is the B on my damage? Do you remember?
That means bludgeoning.
Cool. So he takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage. That's a bummer.
That almost... I guess you don't have weapon specialization in it?
I don't know. Is
it a long arm?
Yeah, you should. It should
is,
be
yes.
like at least half your. I think it should just be your class level, because it's a long arm.
Yeah, because it's a two-handed weapon.
Yeah, that I think it doesn't add. You don't have a bonus listed there, Matthew, next to the attack.
One, unless I did it wrong. 1d12.
You add your character level to the damage with a selected type, or half for small. Yeah, just add. Go ahead and add 7 to that.
All right.
10.
10 is much
And
better.
on your character sheet, put like +7 next to it.
Okay.
Because you should have weapon specialization in all the things you're proficient in.
I do, yeah.
Okay. 10 damage to that guy, and he did get man catcher pulled in the face last round, so that's not nothing. He's looking a bit tired. Cool. But now the Gnolls go. So 2 of them will continue their attacks against your allies, who are now looking a little beat up for what it's worth. They're responding in kind, so these Gnolls are also looking fairly beat up at this point. But you might want to bail them out. They're doing a good job of tanking them for the moment, but they might not be able to do it for forever. The leader, though, will think he's going to do something weird.
Oh, good.
He yells at them in Gnoll, basically inspiring them to attack more ferociously, and they all deal a bit more damage. As he uses the envoy improvisation, get him.
No, he didn't.
He totally did. And then he's going to Tacklash, Amu, for 11 non-lethal damage.
Ew. It was a third of my current hit points.
It's adding up. That brings us to Skritic.
Well, I think I'm going to have to help those guys out.
I mean, only because there's no more ships to blow up.
Yes.
I mean, there's still
Yeah,
one.
I don't think you're blowing that ship up.
Well, I don't know. I don't think we want to provoke that bear even more. So I think largely, while they're focused on everyone, I'm just going to try to creep around without him noticing and largely just leap and sink my blades into his back.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And attack.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to...
24. That might be a little low. Challenge rating 4 or less.
Which one are you attacking?
Well, the leader. I was going to go for the leader.
Nope. The leader is not challenge rating 4.
Oh well. We'll try with my knife.
Well, you hit.
Okay. For 3 damage.
3 damage. Yeah, I saw that. That's sad. You really want the trick attack. Oh well.
Oh well. It's something.
He laughs in that hyena-ish way at your attack.
It can't all be good.
And that brings up Hecubino.
Sam, does Vangie have a thing where she can like attack something if it attacks me and it's like adjacent?
So I have a thing where if they try to move away from me, I can attack. Like I have step up and strike, but I don't have anything that's like bodyguarding specifically.
Okay.
Oh, and
go ahead.
Real quick, Rodrigo. So you told me what happened to the first mind thrust, but I had not on the second mind thrust.
I tried to open a Disney store across the way. But I couldn't get the licensing, so that's probably why it wasn't as good. So yeah, Hecubino just got bitten. So instead of allowing the suit to sort of naturally try to seal around the bite, Hecubino's actually going to like turn a dial and just allow like a bunch of air to just like puff out through there, blowing probably his own blood and Hecubino's blood into that guy's face, and then Hecubino will withdraw.
Oh, nice. Getting some distance. You're going back out to kind of like where you guys landed initially. Is that right?
Yep, I'm just going for it and as I run past or over or whatever, I'm like, let's get out of here, Vangie.
The dreadnought has completed its turn and is now slowly starting to gain speed in your direction.
The dreadnought will be clearing the planet in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it is big and slow, but it probably has very powerful and long-range weapons. So, the Chaos Beast attacks. So let's see. We did stingers. We did little remora mouths. What do you guys think?
You should do a full...
Oh, it's because Squirted Scene can get away.
Yes.
Inky Jets.
full D&D attack pattern.
Ooh, no.
Claw, bite.
Wing buffet, tail attack.
Tail
Just
slap.
like open up like the Thing or a Venus flytrap and try to...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of Venus flytrap mouths. I like that.
Yeah.
Not helping.
They're still mouths,
Just
but they're different mouths. They're not remora mouths. They're Venus flytrap mouths.
Right.
So that's great. Good advice. Thank you. 1 hit, 1 crit.
Mm.
The hit causes 17 damage.
Okay. I am out of stamina.
Hey, that's not bad. And then, well, I maybe should have rolled damage twice on the Starship crit. Oh well, whatever. The second one is 9 plus 24, 33.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely running because I'm basically out of hit points.
And I think this is a wounding weapon.
No.
So make a... Oh, I guess I have to decide what kind of wound it's going to deal. Oh, I'm rolling the wrong die. D20. 13. Leg. So give me a fortitude
Of course,
save.
the leg. Likely that's my best save, so here's hoping. Hey, not 20.
Hey.
Leg save.
Vanky, you don't skip on leg day.
Right.
And that's what's making the difference here. Cool. Then you are not wounded in the leg from lowering your speed, which would definitely suck right now. Cool. That's it for the Chaos Beast. Amu, still in a fight with these gnolls.
Yeah. Am I able to get the Dragon Gland, the cone, without hitting allies right now?
Yes, but you can only pick one of the other gnolls.
Who's looking worse, Goda or Herman?
Herman.
Okay. Well, then we'll get that gnoll.
Okay.
Reflex DC 16.
Okay. Let me pull up these little gnolls here. Reflex. Okay. They both fail. Note to self, I should roll first, then look at their saves, because sometimes you don't have to care.
9
roll
damage?
Sufficiently low. Or high, I suppose. Yeah, that's going to kill the one that was fighting Herman, and the one that's fighting you is definitely looking worse for wear. It's been bloodied for a bit.
There's no way Amu could have made it so that starter stuff was non-lethal? Like, freezing them, putting them down?
No. Energy damage can't be converted to non-lethal in this.
Okay.
Amu can have a moral crisis.
How does Amu feel about that? Yeah. It was going to kill Herman or your allies. So. And they are pretty freaking horrible cultists of the Devourer, as you know, actually. And you're surrounded by a meat bag that they threw at you that was one of their other compatriots. So, if that makes you feel any better about the murder you just committed. Dwarves and Amsala will say, I'm punching in coordinates. I think I know a way out of here. Amu, can you run these? She doesn't know that you're busy right now.
Yeah, but we got other sections of the brain to dedicate to that.
Bob, you see that she's punching in some really dangerous-looking coordinates.
Man, those are sure dangerous-looking coordinates. Are you sure you got this right?
No, I'm not sure. It's just that we don't have another way out of here.
Okay.
In all fairness, this is exactly something Rain would do. I'm not saying that it's safe, though. Not at all.
All right, hang on. We're going to be there in just a second. I got to get Vangi and Hecubino.
Vangi.
I'm booking it.
you guys are leaving these guys here. no more fighting them. So I guess you could withdraw as well as you back away from the Chaos Beast. And rejoin Hecubino.
Yes. And my movie speed is 40.
What do you guys say?
I don't know.
Sure. But you probably want to be in the same place so that the ship can come and get you.
So she's like spraying oxygen and blood and like, just like looking over her shoulder to try and be like, hope that ride comes quickly.
Speaking of which, Bob.
Yeah, Bob is going to pilot the ship, so the back end is opened up to where they're going to emerge from.
It's a good thing that the cord that we briefly mentioned that tied them to the ship automatically disconnected when you started flying away.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know we didn't need to mention it, but it's because everybody knows that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. I mean, it's not even worth it. Just
but it immediately extends outward again. Vangi, you can make a acrobatics or athletics check.
Athletics check and hope I roll better than the last few times I've done that.
Can I?
Okay, 29.
There you go.
Can Hecubino hop on Vangi's back and use his rocket boots to help steer?
Oh, yeah.
To help get us up farther.
Yeah, Vangi also has rocket boots, so she could also activate them to try to get some extra lift.
All right, you guys rocket boot. Both, it's team co-captains, hand in hand, arm in arm, rocket booting your way back onto the ship. Your spacesuits have been fairly well shredded, and there's evidently a hole in the ship now. Which, at some point, someone really should take the patch ship shields action to give you guys actual shields there, as opposed to venting life support into space. But as you guys land there, you realize there's still gnolls fighting here. So Bob, you have swung by and picked them up. The coordinates Amsala gave you, they're playing it really, really fast and loose with the event horizon of the black hole, basically using it to slingshot yourself and pick up like an absurd amount of speed, and as another way of interstellar travel.
Hold together, Grace. We're going to punch it.
All right. Boom. And with that successful piloting check, the Dreadnought starts firing its massive arsenal of weapons at you. Heavy torpedo launchers and linked coil guns. Several more marauders start flying out, trying to catch you with laser nets and things like that. The gnolls are swiftly put down by everybody still in the cargo bay before the ship, everything turns plaid for a moment. And you guys are momentarily safe. It occurs to you, though, this is as you are basically gaining momentum from the force of the black hole. You have no idea where this will send you. And in fact, it might tear the ship apart as it is current. Like Grace is telling you that you're under intense gravitational stress here, and she's not sure. Like she's already starting to route power to try to withstand it, but something needs to change or this might not be successful.
I'll go talk to the core.
Let's kick those gnolls out the back. They're weighing us down.
Sure. Quentin.
Yes. I'm going to kick out the gnolls.
Nope.
Oh.
What about the bucket, the thing that we're supposed to put on it? I don't know this end character, but you found something?
You found something that looks like it could be attached to a
Maybe
ship.
that would help us.
I did. I found a car cover. Do you think I can attach it to the ship?
So, you share that with the people who are in the cargo bay with you?
Everyone, I found something in the ship. It seems to be some sort of covering for a spacecraft, but I don't know if I can do anything with it.
Engineering or mysticism checks from everybody but Bob. Everybody but Bob, I guess, because Bob is flying the ship.
I'm flying the ship.
I'm flying
busy.
I guess, Quentin, you don't need to give me a check because you already,
Yeah, and I suck at both
that's
of those things. Yeah.
All right. Then, is for Amu, is that which check is that?
Engineering. Amu doesn't have mysticism.
Okay. Between Amu's engineering and Hecubino's mysticism, you can identify these. This is a chaos sail. It is an alternate form of interstellar travel, not a drift drive, but another system that you could basically patch into the ship, and it will tap into the volatile energies of the roiling maelstrom plane, enabling starships to travel through that plane to bypass interstellar distances. However, raw chaos is difficult to harness, so they carry unpredictable risks.
If Bob's flying the ship, so I'll be like, round butt, cheeks, let's get this installed. Hurry.
Wait, am I round butt or am I cheeks?
You are cheeks because you are a round robot, and Skritic is round bot because he's a little hamster guy with big cheeks.
Makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Got it. Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, so it will take a couple of engineering checks to install this. Quentin, you can basically automatically assist by being someone who can be outside the ship safely right now, which also, let's not worry about the physics of it. There's, technically you're entering a event horizon, but the ship's got like some sort of, let's say, gravity well or something like that.
Yeah, cohesive,
shields.
0-point gravity aspect, sure.
Which actually probably, draws in like atmosphere around the ship in a limited capacity.
The drift drive is literally magic.
Right.
So I need engineering checks. I will need at least 3 successful checks, and you are under time pressure as the hull is starting to weaken.
Can I assist?
You can assist, or you can make one of the checks.
I can.
Okay, who's making the checks?
I've got a +10 engineering.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Am I out of this or no?
Someone else would have to take over piloting.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So if Bob is piloting, then what's Skritic's engineering?
It's also fairly
like?
difficult to pilot this for
15.
right now because you're holding it steady against the gravitational forces here.
Okay.
And I recall Amu making a reasonable engineering check. So let's get unless Quentin's engineering is real good.
I'm untrained in engineering.
Okay, let's get Vangi, Skritic, and Amu making the checks. I will assist, and we'll get the auto assist from Quentin being able to be outside of the ship.
Okay.
Can Grace lend any?
Yeah,
I was going to ask
there you
that.
go.
Oh, yeah, and Grace can provide her 3 bonuses, 1 to each of you, and then that still saves 1 for Bob to pilot.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I will also roll, adding, well, in addition to, let's go with that first one.
We're going with the first one, and that doesn't count the basically plus 4 you're getting, right? Yeah. Well, plus 2 from Grace and plus 2 from, we'll say, Quentin.
Oh, okay. It does not. So that'll be a 21.
That's good enough. Amu.
So I've got my base plus 2 from Grace and plus 2 from Quentin.
Yeah. Plus, let me see if Kevin will allow this, but I was on my way to go talk to the drive, so I'll commune with the drive and try to basically expand our drift bubble. To sort of keep the ship together. Okay.
Make a mysticism check to assist. Yep.
19.
Successful. So, Amu, you get a plus 6. Plus whatever your engineering check is.
Okay. That puts me at a 28.
Awesome.
Beauty.
And with that, you guys unfurl the chaos sail that Rain gave you to get out of here, and it pulls not just you guys, but the dwarves and Amsala along with you as you travel through the maelstrom. The unpredictable, chaotic energies of that plane course through the squeaky clean, and each of your bodies changing a few minor things here and there.
No. Wait, are we leveling up?
Yeah.
And you guys have completed Rain's little treasure quest and have found all of her notes on the conspiracy. You will level to level 8, and as part of traveling through the maelstrom, what we will do next time on Critical Hit is we will level up your characters, and you are allowed to respec your characters.
Oh, wow.
So if there's decisions you want to undo, if you want to take some different class levels, that's okay. I still want you to stay, fundamentally the same character, but you can change feats, you can change spells, all of that as kind of the miracle of the wild, chaotic energy that you are currently sailing through.
Nice. All right, everybody. You're going to have to come back and find out what that looks like. Until then, thank you for all of the comments that you're using. Use the hashtag drifters, hashtag critical hit. And let's see the Twitter light up with all your comments about this week's episode. Or join us over on our Discord server where you can talk about it with a bunch of other really cool people who are part of our growing community. We would love for you to join us over there as well. But until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2022 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.